Lord, I don't know what happened there. Happy Monday, everyone. I am BJ from BJ's Crochet, and welcome to Make Along Monday. This is where we get to share the makes that we're doing for charity, for gifts, for giving back. Uh, Thank you to my new subscribers, my returning subscribers, my channel members. Thank you for all of the elephant stampeders. And if you're catching the replay, thank you, Team Replay. I love each and every one of you so very much. And we have fam here in the house. How was everybody's weekend? What did everybody do? Did it rain on your parade? And happy Father's Day to the fathers and to the mothers who had to be fathers. I was one of them. Victoria's leaving her DNA for now, won't be home until after you start, but will catch the replay. Thank you, Victoria. Miss Kathleen is here. It is 66 in the Bronx. My computer says it's 81 here. I am doing fairly well. I'm a little tired. I don't have anything on my hook at the moment because my brother is here visiting with me. And he's one of these lovely individuals that does not start to talk to you until you start doing something. So I'm not crocheting anything at the moment because I keep getting interrupted. Yeah, he's going home soon. It's all good. Marsha Lee, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. And there is my niece Kitty coming over from my cousin Michelle's. I was over at Michelle's, then I went to Carrie's, and then I came here. And Michelle says, hello, everyone. Please hit the like button and let's get ready to hang out. I have my spot on the sofa and will be quiet. I need some focus time. Yeah, I was trying to. Now, you all know how I am. I do IT. I don't do AV. And I was trying to put my new channel members on the clock and the end screen. And every time I started editing the end screen, I got a question. And I had to stop and go give directions and come back. And then I'd have to figure out where I was in the process. And then I'd get another question. Mind you, Shorty came over. I took Shorty to school. I went to the grocery store. He was asleep. The minute I sat down and opened Canva, here he comes, asking questions. I'm like, oh my God. oh my God. I have lived alone way too long. That's I was on lockdown and I stayed in quarantine after lockdown, and I've just been alone too long. I'm trying to learn how to socialize. I only have to be sociable for another week, and then I can go back into my cocoon. And Dinky Jen is here. I got a sonic raid from Wisconsin. First day of crochet since Thursday due to a long working weekend. Sit back, turn on the heater and the massager, and enjoy. And there's my Divergent Crystal. Hello, baby. Blessing Shatika. How you doing? Michelle is giving a blanket hello to all, and there is a bucket of love by the door as you enter. Dip your heart in it and come join us. Yes, indeed. There's my cousin Shelly. Shelly, how are you? Are you feeling better? Hi, Mandy. How you doing? Crystal has no parade here, but enjoyed some love. We had parades here. I saw on the news feed. I was not down there. You all know I protest through my fingertips. Yeah, oh, and for those of you, thank you, Michelle. For those of you um who joined Valjean's World, we're not meeting tomorrow. They are having services for my former mother-in-law. And so I will be with my ex-in-laws. Yeah, I know it sounds real crazy, but I'm going to be with my ex-in-laws, showing respect. And then I'll be with the family because, well, I got to go with my kids. Sometimes they fit in, sometimes they don't. They have to have an anchor. So I will be there with my kids, and if my kids are involved with their siblings, then I'll be there for Shorty. So it's what I do. So and then with the way the weekend went, we don't really have a call to action this week because there is nothing we can do about anything. Michelle, I forgot, I'm gonna send you a link to Forbes. Um, Wesley was giving Petey the blues. I was so proud of him. I was so proud of him. He was talking back. He's coming out of his shell. Thank you, Carrie. I'm sorry you were out. You were in the. You're not supposed to get a commercial until 3:30 my time. It's set up for 30 minutes, but I know they gotta recoup their money. Yes, honey, you practice. You practice. I'm gonna be practicing for the next 3 hours. Everybody is speaking. Michelle's going to lurk mode. She's got to take care of that baby. Uh Crystal says, "Yay, Michelle. I really need to take your lead. My self-care is lacking as of late." Oh yeah, baby. You need to work on the self-care. You do. We all need to work on the self-care, which is why I stopped doing Thursdays on the other channel because it had me working every day, and every day was just getting more bizarre and it was starting to get overwhelming, so I had to cut back. Dinky says, "Press the button we allow you to press, VJ." I got two buttons. I got two buttons. Uh Crystal has 87 degrees. Ooh, girl. Thank you, Jen, for the elephant stampede. I appreciate it. Dinky Jen has 72 degrees. Oh, it doesn't sound crazy. Thank you. Thank you. My former mother-in-law passed away at the age of 94. She outlived everybody in her generation. She was the last one. Thank you, Darcia, for coming over. Appreciate it. Sometimes my screen goes black and I'll be sitting there with my hands up. I don't know what goes on. Cynthia, welcome in. Good Cynthia, I am so happy to see you back in these streets. I have missed you. How is your hat coming? Dory, honey, I need a parking pass. It is so good to see you, but I need you to validate my parking pass so that I can get into the lot. And then some numbnut is out here parked on the grassy area. My side of the street has a sidewalk, then it has the grassy area with the concrete band, and then it has the street. This numbnut he's across the street, but he's parked on my side of the street and parked up on the grass. So when it rains, his car sinks in. I get those tire treads, and I'm expected to mow over that. Your mother passed at 94? Oh. Yeah, that was my former mother-in-law. And I well, everybody knows we have our celebration in July. My son asked me how did it feel to be my upcoming age, and I had to confess to him that I had been a little hesitant because the age I am now is the age my mother was when she passed. And my father passed at 58. And for the whole year I was 58, I was a little unsettled. But I passed both of my parents. So we're going to go on to the next stage. Barbara, I did not see you. Hello, how are you? You got 86 degrees. Oh, girl. Mmm. I got this water out of the refrigerator 2.5 hours ago. That was my first sip. I have got to do better. Your mother in law, before she passed, was a close friend. I love that woman dearly. My mother in law was now my second mother in law. That was my girl. My first mother in law, we didn't butt heads because I did not talk back, but she did not give my children the same care and consideration that she gave her other grandchildren. And so I kind of resented her for that, but I never talked back, or I never even told her. I told my cousin, but I never even told her. Jen refreshed as the screen hadn't changed, so I missed you coming in. Well, it wasn't me this time. It wasn't me. Yay. You're welcome. The hat has been in timeout. Oop. Can't get the Crojo to kick in. Pick up something smaller because that hat is a piece of work. Get a wash rag or a pot holder, or do some diamond painting or a jigsaw puzzle because that hat. Ooh. Crystal says, I am the same age my mother was when she had a heart attack. Gives you pause, doesn't it? It gives you pause. It gave me pause. Barbara is still waiting on final go ahead to move into the apartment. How long have you been waiting? How long have you been waiting? I saw a lady, well, I guess I can tell this story even if Shorty sees it, it'll be okay because she was there. Um, I try not to embarrass my family on channel. So I'm really careful about stories I tell about my family. But we all know that Shorty is the drama queen and my daughter is the drama queen and just out there bad. 2 weeks isn't bad, Barbara. That's not bad. It usually takes 3 to 6 weeks. Um, my daughter, okay. Now, we've already discussed that I live alone. Saturday night. Okay, my brother's in town from California. I'm going to get it out, but I got to give you the backstory for the people who really don't know my family. My brother's in from California. And I told the story last week how he just poo poos what I'm saying when I'm asking him something. And then when I stop and I move on to something else, then he wants me to repeat it. And VJ does not repeat things. So I told him to hash it out with my daughter, decide where they wanted to go for breakfast yesterday, Father's Day, and let me know. So he comes in Saturday night and says that he couldn't get a reservation. The place opens at 10 and we are going to leave my house at 10:45. I said, well, if the place opens at 10, we should leave at 10:30. He says, well, we're leaving afterwards. I said, no, you said we're going to leave at 10:45. I'm moving it up to 10:30. He says, oh, I meant 9:55. I'm sorry, 9:55. I said, okay. So Sunday, I get up, I get dressed, I'm cleaning the kitchen. He comes in at 9:15 and says, okay, anytime you're ready to go, I'm ready. And I looked at him. I said, You said we were leaving at 9:50. He says, no, I said 9:30. I said, no, you said 10:45. I said 10:30. You said you misspoke and you meant 9:55. Now you're telling me 9:30. He's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, 9:30. I'm like, okay, fine. And then he says, and do you mind driving? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'll drive. We go out to the garage. We get in my car. And he says, do I need to give you directions? And I'm like, no, no, no. I don't want you talking to me anytime soon. Just sit there and be quiet. I'm like, no, I'm good. I know where we're going. So we get there. And of course, my daughter's running late. Um, they did not have an open table for 2 hours. And we couldn't sit at the bar because we had Shorty. So they said we would go to the original pancake company because my daughter had not been there. But she called them and they had like a 2.5 hour wait. So he said we would go to this Italian place for brunch that I had suggested the day before. It was an okay brunch menu. It was nothing to write home about, but it was. So he calls them and they said, we can get you right in. So we uh, reserved the table for 10:30. We were like 15 minutes away. We got there, walked in, got seated, got fed, but it was a headache. I was like, people, I have not had enough coffee for you to deal with, for me to deal with you. So like, ooh, so that's been the course of this past week. It's like, so he says I'm going to go out while you're live, and I'm like, okay. So he's gone. I've got peace, but I'm live, and I'm like, when are you coming back? I want you to come back, but I don't want you to come back right now. Every little palpitation, I wonder, is this one? I know. I know. And I always had palpitations before I had a hot flash. And I forgot to move this because I've been moving stuff other places in the house. And that is yarn that Sarah blessed me with for my life in the bag. So I got to get busy crocheting. Mandy, you are fine. Sorry, said hello, and then the neighbor came to get her kids from my house. Oh, honey, yes, that's good. You let the neighbor come get her kids. You can sit down, go to the lounge, kick back the lazy boy, turn on the heater and the massager, and exhale. I gotta find my stress relief candle. I don't know where my candle is. Yeah, I have to burn my candle. Or I have to order one of the two. I think I should have a full one here because I don't know where it is. Barbara was told that she could move in today, but the higher ups haven't told the apartment manager the rent amount yet. Hmm. Do you have any way to contact the higher ups? Do they have like a help desk? And it's all inclusive? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you might have to follow through with them because the left hand may have thought the right hand has sent it, and the right hand has been sitting there sucking their thumb. So, touch bases with them, call and text and email, and maybe somebody will respond. And why are you laughing at me? I know I said something crazy, but it's always crazy. You know that. You're listening and lurking. Did you answer me? Or are you feeling better? Or did that just Does that mean no, you're not feeling better since you didn't answer me? I know I haven't gotten a chance to text you, but I got this man in my house. My cousins came over to pick up Shorty. He's taking them to Six Flags. And my brother answered the door and he looked at him and he says, "Where's Valerie?" I'm like, oh yeah, there was a man in my house. He had to make sure I was safe. And like, because I actually thought I would be back before he got here. And he did not know my brother was here. It was funny. I wasn't here, but it was still funny. Mandy says, haha, I wish have to run soon to take my youngest to karate and then swim lessons. I had days like that. I remember that. My Saturdays, I had a color coded sheet with the times on the side, who had to be where at what time, because there were parts of the day where I would have to drop one off, then drop the second one off, and then go back and pick the first one up to go back to pick the second one up and then go drop somebody somewhere else. Oh, yeah. I remember those days. I was much younger then. What I wouldn't give for a lazy boy, right? So yeah, girl, they're sucking their thumbs. It's better than some of the things. Cause what was it, this morning or yesterday? Is this morning Reese was saying that they're climbing up a pile of poop, and then they got to stop and kiss somebody, and I'm like, really, Reese? Are we getting that graphic? Okay. And then we slid back down the pile of poop. I'm like, oh Lord help. Mandy says Monday is our busy day. We have piano, karate, and swim lessons all within 3 hours of each one. hmm I had a boy and a girl. So we'd have uh, Cub Scouts, and then we'd have Brownie, and then we'd have, there was something else. Oh, then we'd have something for school. It was a lot sometimes. It was just, ugh. Speaking of Sarah, Shelly says, oh, sorry, I'm okay. Hanging in there, a little bit of a headache. I know, I got a headache. I need to be squeezing my hand. Hey, y'all, lurking and working on the DeJarling shawl from Hobby. Not too peopling today, so won't be in chat much, but hope everyone is doing well. I understand you're not up to peopling today. How is Pop Pop? And this is the Sarah that blessed us with the yarn and the things I need to take over to my life in the bag. Crystal, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming, and hello to everybody. No, the manager is trying everything to get the okay. If it was up to her, I would be moving in today. I'm sorry, Barbara. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And Crystal's talking to Crystal, and here's the other Crystal. Hello, lurking while working on blanket for helper's son. Other Crystal, I'll take it. Okay. That's what I just did. I just laughed about it. Yeah. So I have to remember to get that soap. Where is that soap? My other cousin, what did I do with it? Hang on, everybody, because you know if I don't do it now, I'll forget. Hold up, wait a minute. We went to, there we go. We went to the Midwest Fiber Festival in April, and I had gotten, yay, I should have two. Where's the other one? I had gotten this soap that has alpaca fuzz on it so that you can wash and exfoliate. My uh, my cousin makes goat's milk soap, but I got her a couple of bars of this. Maybe she wants to add this to her repertoire, but it's soft because it's alpaca, but and it's got the soap inside, but it's supposed to exfoliate your skin while you wash. I can't wait to see what she thinks about it. It's handcrafted belted soap. And this one is frankincense and myrrh. You know, I had to buy it because I was being biblical about it. And it's from the bernardfamilyfarm.com. They're in Bonnie, Illinois. Chris probably knows where Bonnie, Illinois is. I do not know. Pop Pop is having serious. I don't know. Looks like it sucks getting old. Oh, Sarah, I am so sorry. I'm gonna hold a positive thought for Pop Pop because that's horrible. That he's going through it. He knows he's going through it, and he can't do anything about it. And then he cries. That is so sad. I am so sorry. Yeah, and I can understand you not wanting to talk today. You just sit there, exhale, meditate, and I am so happy that he has you and that for this time at least you're able to keep him at home. That is so sweet of you. I know I'm looking down. I'm trying to find if my other bar of soap is in here. No. What did I do with the other bars? Okay, she may just get one bar of soap. I'm just saying. Because I don't know where the other bar is. Well, hopefully I'll be seeing her again. I haven't seen her in over a year because she was working and they had her so stressed she couldn't even get out. And she decided that job was not for her, and now we get to go out. Everybody is speaking to Sarah or laughing at me. Crystal says, Sarah, as bad as it sounds, I have told my kids if I lose my mind, wheel me in front of a pretty picture and leave. I fear being a burden. Didn't mean to get that deep on another note. Puppies. Now you're sounding like David. Remember, David was like, how about those puppies? Yeah, we lost him too. Sorry, not watching chat. That's okay. You can work and learn. It's all good. It is all good. Nisi, hello, hello. Home healing and resting, so I get to see you today. We just had a church member drop dinner off for us. Oh, that is so nice. Wait a minute. I didn't think your surgery was until July. Did you have your surgery already? Inquiring minds want to know. I didn't think it was until July. Sarah says hello to all. He keeps thinking he's back on the farm in his teens, boarding horses. He thought he lost his kids. Oh, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's scary. I know Zoila's mother uh sits and looks at the squirrels outside the windows. There are no squirrels there, but she says there's squirrels there. So yeah, it's really sad. My mother-in-law didn't do any of that. She just stopped eating. She just stopped eating. And for that whole fall season, I was sick. It was like Shorty went to school and I was sick every week. And I wouldn't go over there because I didn't want to make them sick. And by the time I got well enough to go out there to see them, it was too late. She wouldn't eat for anybody. That last week she ate for me. But like I said, by the time I got there, it was too late. That bothered me for a while, but it is what it is. The home health nurse said I couldn't have reversed it. She was too far gone. So there was that. Zach, welcome in. Good to see you. And you don't have to say sorry for being late. Took a shower and now doing laundry. I put a load of clothes in this morning before I took Shorty to school. You had emergency minor surgeries late Saturday evening. I know what you mean, but that's an oxymoron. If it's an emergency, it's not minor. And if it's minor, it's not an emergency. But I know what you mean. But oh, I'm glad you're home and recovering. Oh, ouch. I'm glad they were able to take you in and take care of you. That's the important thing. And we're not getting into insurance stuff and hospitals and all that. My great grandmother thought I was one of her childhood friends, and she would laugh and giggle and then get mad at me for not understanding. Hmm. I can see that. I can see that. Mine didn't live long enough to do any of that. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. Laura, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you? You would technically be Wonder Twin number 2 because Victoria came by earlier and left her DNA, but she had to go. And I don't think she's come back. So I don't know if that makes you Wonder Twin number. Well, maybe she was Wonder Twin number half, and now you're Wonder Twin number 1. I don't know what to call you, Laura. Victoria didn't stay. What do you want to be? Zach is asking Laura, how did it go today? Zach. Oh, okay. Never mind. I was going to say, there's no Laura in here, and I was just talking to Laura. I told you how my week is gone, okay? I told you. Mm-hmm. I meant to say 9:30. I was blessed my surgeon was on call Saturday night. What a good and gracious God we serve. Yes. And I know they have their little partnerships and they have their groups of people that they feel comfortable having having to having them take care of their patients. But if you have a doctor who you always see, that's who you want taking care of you. When I had my daughter, my doctor's partner delivered her because my doctor wouldn't listen to me, that I was ready to deliver, and he decided he was going to go and perform surgery. So his partner delivered the baby while he's doing surgery. And when he came to see me in recovery, he said, "You didn't wait for me." And I looked at him and I said, "I told you I wasn't going to." Because he was bound and determined that the baby was going to be 2 weeks late. Not only was she not 2 weeks late, she was 4 days early. And she has not been early since then. She's been late every day since then. Oh no, they're gonna start talking about food again. I'm gonna bypass the food. I'm not doing the food today. Went really great. What went great? What did you do, Laura? I missed something. What happened? I would have had my hysterectomy that night, but not all of the surgical team could make it in. So my surgeon did plan B to get me by until July the 16th. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, because they don't want to call them in on call and have to pay call pay. Yeah, no. Crystal says, my great grandmother Velma was a very large lady, and I don't mean in weight. The woman was 6'2". Holy smokes! And built like a linebacker. And she passed when I was 11, but I used to feed and change her. It was work. You were 11 and you were changing a woman that was 6'2". Did she play was she in that ladies basketball league when she was younger? 6'2" is not common for a woman. We had the unmasking event where we make our mask. They took a picture of me beside my mask. Oh, Laura, you have to post that for FO Friday. You know I love your masks. And you haven't said anything about your mask. What are you doing to me, Laura? Please wait until Thursday. Post a picture of your mask. You know I have to see it. And are you doing any more stained glass? I have not had my stained glass fixed lately. Laura, you just haven't been nice to me lately. What's up? Are you mad at me? Oh, Irma, how are you? You're okay. I had to take care of my daughter's chickens and then shower to get the yuck off me. You take your doctor to the hospital. You take your neighbor to the, I mean, you take your, yeah, your husband to the doctor. You take your neighbor to the doctor. And then you take care of your daughter's chickens. Irma, when do you have time to take care of yourself? Please make sure you get some me time because you give a lot to others. Oh, and while I was at the grocery store today, I bought eggs for the first time since September. They were 2.76 a dozen. I'm used to paying 94 cents a dozen for eggs, but that was down from $8. So I bought a dozen. Actually, I bought 18 large eggs. It cost me $4 and some odd cents. But I was like, wow, they're not $8. Zach says, Michelle, can I throw the carrots at people today, or do you want me to leave them in the fridge? You can put them on my plate with some hummus. My OBGYN wrote me a note to give the nurses to call him when I had my third. He had delivered them all. His partner was on call. His partner was on call, but he wanted to make sure you called him. Kudos. Yeah, that last doctor I had was just, he was bound and determined that he knew more than I did. That's part of the problem with our American medical system. They have all this book learning. They listen to the patients, but they don't really believe what the patients are telling them. Now, mind you, this was only my second child. I had not had 12 or 14 children, but my body was telling me what was going on with this baby, and he just refused to listen to me. Shelley says, they called my doc and he wasn't answering. They finally found out he was having a, oh, well, he told you to call. He should have called you and checked in with you before he decided to have the weekend with his wife. I mean, you did what he told you to do. Zach says, I've seen her mask. It looks good. I love it. Zach, don't rub it in. See, you're going to make me drive up there and talk to you. I love Laura's masks. Toss all the carrots you like. Oh, my goodness. Crystal says, I don't think she made it past 5th grade. She worked the fields until she had her stroke. I was terrified of her. She was so big. Wow. Wow. Did she work somebody else's farm or was this her farm? Now, okay. I have to ask Crystal, how tall was your grandfather if your grandmother was 6'2"? Darcy is playing with emojis. And Shelley says, then I'm ready to go. And guess who walks in? My doctor. Why are you here? Oh, we came back at 12 and I've been checking in on you. I bet that was funny. That was funny. My eggs are free. I only got pecked once. Oh, just rub it in, Irma. Just rub it in. Rub it in. Next time you come to St. Louis, I would like a dozen eggs, please. I'm just playing with you. Delia, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. You finally got your life back. 7 long months of basketball is finally over. Woo, woo. Yay, Delia. That's awesome. Crystal says, I took after my dad's side, second shortest woman in my family. My mom is 5'7". Guess who's the shortest? I'm the shortest. Well, okay. I, you all have heard me say I was the experimental model. God didn't know what he wanted to do with me, so he gave me a little of this and a little of that and a little of that and a little of that, and took pinch here and there and put them all together and made me. My brother is the splitting image of my father's side of the family. I am short and fairly light complected like my mother's side of the family, but I am built like my father's mother. And I don't know whose hair I got. I have all from here around is real soft African American hair. This right here in the top is European. I yeah. Okay. Can I just have good, pretty, wavy hair? Can I have wash and wear hair? Yeah, no. Nah. 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 After you pick me up, VJ, we will go visit Laura. Okay. That works. Laura says they don't have stained glass currently until they figure out the ventilation. How were you doing stained glass before? Were you not being ventilated or did they move studios? What happened? Because you were doing stained glass last year. Crystal says, I don't know. No one knows who my grandmother's father. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, because that's your great grandmother. Wait a minute. Let me back up. Your great grandmother was 6'2". I left off the great. And nobody knows who your grandmother's father was. She was a bit wild in her age, in her day. Uh, I've got nothing. I can't imagine a 6'2" tall woman being 9 months pregnant back in those days. I guess the good thing about it is back in those days, they sold their own clothing because she probably wouldn't have been able to find anything off the rack. That is interesting. Crystal, you should do your DNA. Yeah, that does suck. Gotta go down here. I am ordering extra carrots, so toss all you like. I have cement ones for those who don't understand why we have chips and cokes. I said I was jumping over that, didn't I? Panda, 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 panda. Hope you had a nice weekend at work, so we'll catch up on the replay when I get home. Hugs and smooches, baby doll. Love you. Laura says, right now, stained glass is on hold. Don't know when it will be back and running. I still want to know how they did it last time. Hello, Chatty Chat, and goodbye. See y'all later. Hugs, all be safe and stay hydrated. Cynthia says, my first labor was 2 hours after getting to hospital. What? The second one was 24 minutes. Doc said, next one, when you get to 8.5 months, come sit on my doorstep. Told him no more. Oh, that's funny. 24 minutes. Oh my gosh. With that second one, her water broke. Well, my water broke first. So I pack up my son, take him over to my mother's, go to the hospital, and I'm doing all this back and forth. I get in the hospital, get into the room, labor stops. I'm like, oh no, honey. Your brother is over at your grandmother's. We're committed here. You better come on out of there. And she decided she was going to drag her feet. And I was like, yeah, no. Yep, it's almost your birthday. You got a couple more, you got 2 more weeks. Oh, yeah, let me do this. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. I almost forgot. Irma, IVB, Mona, Barbara, Crafty Witch. Congratulations. You go on the magic clock. Did Dory give me a parking pass? YouTube hates it when I double park. I'm just saying. But I will if I have to. No. Is Dory still here? Dory did it. Did you schedule your live, baby girl? I see everybody's live but Dory's. If you don't want us to raid you, we can go to somebody else's house. Where's my little door? Oh, let me do this. And I was getting ready to redo that, and I got asked another question. I do love my brother, but oh my gosh, I'm used to being by myself. Talking to myself and feeling low. Where is Cynthia? I lost my place in the clouds. She's highlighted wherever she is. There we go. Okay. It's a Wednesday, Cynthia. So on the 30th, the Monday, I'll do a birthday live for us, if that's okay with you. That is sweet. If you are letting BJ drive, I better gas up because she may get lost. I'm driving. Well, you know what? I don't know if we're driving anywhere because I don't have a parking pass. She didn't validate the ticket, and I can't see the marquee. The last stained glass I made was my unicorn. I love seeing large families and seeing who has what from whom. I don't think I got anything from Basil. I'll just tell you that now. Ah, I don't think I got anything. Well, maybe that's where I got that hair, that little part of the hair from. Oh, you're going live tonight too? Soldering area, there is not enough ventilation. So you were having problems when you all were doing stained glass before? Is that what you're telling me? Gail, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you? My daughter did the DNA thing, and it said a lot of Scandinavian German and abnormally high Neanderthal levels. Oh, well, did she start matching up the relatives? Because that's the thing. You might be able to track your grandmother's parents by the people you're related to. That's what I was thinking. Oh, you were thinking I got that from Basil? Yeah. Or even DNA. Okay. The first was 9 hours. Ooh. Your shortest labor was 12 hours. Oh. Second was 2.5 hours. Third was 25 minutes. 2 to 10. I think I was 8 hours with the first and 9 hours with the second. Yeah, that's the second one took longer. Ho was a big baby. She was almost 8 pounds and she came early. Thank goodness. The first was 9 hours. Okay. Doctor at St. John's sent letters saying they refused me having more at their hospital. Ah! Oh my gosh. You're very welcome, Irma. You're very welcome. I'm going to put you on the clock. My father's mother was that tall, and my father's mother was that tall, and my mom's great grandmother was that tall too. She was a Crow Indian. So how tall were their husbands? Shelley says refused. Crystal says Darcia, my great grandmother, was supposed to be an Indian, but didn't show on my daughter's DNA testing. It depends, because it only shows up Native American if it comes up through South America and Mexico to the United States. If it comes over the Bering Strait through Alaska and down, it shows up as Asian. So if she has Asian in her mixture, that's where the Native American is. My one and only took nearly 2 days. Being born just after midnight on the 30th of October. I see why it was one and only. Yeah, after two. Yeah, no. Because I was telling the doctor all about himself after that ninth hour. Mm-hmm. Irma says, yes, Cynthia, I was being induced and it was sudden. Cynthia says, my mom did lovely stained glass projects. I may post a picture of my front door. She did the top half panel of glass. I think you shared that with me before. I think I had forgotten. You've been gone for so long. I had forgotten. Sassy attitude. We are going to have a chat with those folks when we meet, girl. I have a whole lot. Well, you know me. I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions. I knew I had the name, but I thought we were just. I didn't know we were related. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I am missing one set of parents. I need to know where those parents are. Irma says, yes, Shelley, my third never dropped and was stuck in the birth canal. For Native Americans, you can look at the Indian rolls. That's only if they went to Oklahoma and registered. My first was 36 hours. What? I was begging them to just kill me. I guess I can be a bit dramatic. Girl, look. You found her? Oh, I don't know what's going on. I can't. Okay, you know what? Let me do this. Let me try for a parking pass again. So she did schedule it. Why am I not seeing it? Hit the refresh button. Thank you, Crystal. I'm floundering here. Yep, there she is. Yeah, I had to refresh. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Ah, I got the best mods. I got the best mods. I know I work them because I'm so spaz. Thank you, mods. You all are the best. You really are. Um, there's Dory. 23 and a half hours of active labor, and my son wanted to go back in. He had to be vacuumed out. OMG. Girl. See, that's what I think my daughter got trapped because her forehead was mashed in when she was born. She was too big. She should have been a C-section. She really should have. Crystal says, Darcia, my family came from Appalachia, so I'm not sure we may have been Melungeon. There is that. Crystal saying to Cynthia saying to Crystal, my daughter-in-law was in labor and wouldn't let the doctor take it C-section. I got on a plane in Indiana, flew to California, and told her to have that baby before you both died. And did she? Oh, okay. It was a wild duck scene. Forgot I showered. I showed it. You know what? It's been so long because when you said door, I remembered the door because that was so stinking beautiful. Kitty says my first was 3 hours, second was 23 hours, third was 14 hours, and the last was 17 hours. You have 4 children. I commend you, Kitty. Because after that 23 hours, they would have had to tie my tubes. I'd be done. Done. I had my tubes tied at 25. I told them I was done. Dory's second took 6 hours. See? Crystal says, I am 1/4 Mongolian, so I attributed the Asian to that. That part of that Asian, it might be your Native American. Mm-hmm. If you got I don't remember your eyes. If you got almond shaped eyes like the Eskimo, that's part of your Asian. Crystal VJ, right? It can show up on one side or the other will be Asian. Yeah. If you came down, you're Asian. Shelley says, I'm always curious about the Melungeon. I have 1% Western Bantu people. Okay, could be more or zero, but it's from the Kentucky Holler side. So, Shelley, you know where those Haydens were. Need I say anything else? I'm just gonna leave it at the feet of the Haydens. I'm just gonna lay it there. I understand, Shelley. My daughter has, I think, like 3% West Saharan African. There was a study that said any family that has been in the U.S. over 200 years has some black in it. If you've been here longer than 200 years, you've got some black in you somewhere. It just is. Doris, Darcy is saying to Dory, your son knew what he was doing. He didn't want to come out here. Shelley says, Crystal, I put all those relatives who have that DNA in one group. Yeah, you probably could. I like it that I can start working on my mother's line and I keep tracing the like I'll have one cousin and I'll look at the shared matches and I'll pick one of those and keep looking at the shared matches. And when I get through, I end up over on my father's side and I'm like, my mother and my father weren't related. So how can I start out with a cousin on my mother's side and end up with cousins on my father's side? It's bizarre. It's just bizarre. Sorry, I left you hanging on the daughter-in-law. After I got there, she relented to let them do the C-section. Labor was 35 hours, OM to the G. Whoa. And Dory's laughing. I called him wrong way sometimes. Didn't know if he was coming or going. Rest his soul. Rest his soul. Poor baby. Poor baby. God bless little Tim. So sorry for you all. Yeah, it's hard when I have always said the hardest thing you could do is bury a child. Yeah, we did come from Africa, the Eugene. Yes, we did. But you know how many people don't want to acknowledge that. And being from uh, Egypt and the desert region, Jesus was not white. I'm just saying. That was a Renaissance thing where he had blue eyes and pale skin. They started painting him like that in the Renaissance, but Jesus was white. Sarah says, try 8 days in active labor on pills to stop contraction for 7 days. That would have been one and done. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. 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 No, not my testimony. I commend all those women who had 12 and 15 and 19 children with no anesthesia, no episiotomies. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Crystal says, I come from royal bloodlines as well as fancy way of saying inbred. I used to tell my cousin it's a wonder we don't have webbed fingers and toes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. He ended up 5 weeks early instead of 6. Well, at that stage, every week helps. Every week helps. It does. Shelly says, I know. That is what I thought too. But none of those relatives have any that showed up. These are the Primitive Baptist Church, Harlan, Bell, and Knox counties, not the Catholics. Harlan, Bell, and Knox. Okay, I don't have them. Good luck with that. I can't wait to see what I have to go back and look at your tree. But yeah, no. It's ooh, girl. I have enough trouble with the Catholics. And them being secretive about what they're doing when the lights go out. Mm-hmm. Zach says, I haven't ever been in labor. Have you had a kidney stone or a gallstone? Sarah says, it didn't hurt though. I thought I was having Braxton Hicks. I did not have Braxton Hicks. Chris says, if Jesus had been white, he'd have. I know. I know. I know. And they didn't have aloe vera in the desert. Shelley says, but I do think I found that Charles Pius mud was up to no good. I have a lot of Dryden cousins at the right DNA levels, plus our shared relatives. Girl. Yeah, those the Drydens, the Martins, and the Muds. Those Martins keep visiting. That's all I'm saying. And the Hayes. Sarah, I slept through all 2 hours. Chris, how in the Sam Hill did you sleep through labor? As a matter of fact, I didn't go to sleep until the next day. My son was born at 10:30, and they gave me Demerol to put the stitches in because I wouldn't let them put the stitches in. I told them I was young, it would heal. They gave me Demerol. We were up all day. We were up half the night because we were sitting up in bed watching Starsky and Hutch. And the nurses came in and said, you're awake? I said, yes. Why? Am I supposed to be asleep? She says, they gave you Demerol. I was like, I told them that doesn't work on me. They Again, they didn't listen to what I was trying to tell them. Cynthia says, my friend's twin grandsons are both home. They were born last July. At 21 weeks. Been in the hospital until last week. Oh. And they don't want to give children Medicaid. You know how big Shorty was in there for, I think, 3 months, and she was in the NICU, and her bill was over $300,000. Zach is running away from me. Thankfully, no, and yes, I knocked on wood. Okay, good. Goes dark when Khan sang. Girl, in Latin. I can't do it in Latin. They make my eyes cross. Right? Demerol doesn't work on me either. Just makes me feel sick. It didn't. I was up on 10:30 in the morning until like 2 o'clock the next morning. I wasn't sleepy. But by that time, I was feeling good. As long as they didn't come in mashing on my stomach and messing with me, I was okay. Yes, congratulations on the babies coming home. Dory, you plan on going over and starting your live, or do you just want to hang out here? Tell me what you want to do. They do have birth simulators I could use. Well, there is that. Or Dory, do you want me to drop the link and you come up here? Lori, that's okay, girl. Life happens and there's always the replay. It's all good. You are so welcome. And I'm happy they got home. And are they okay? I'm always concerned when they're born that early that they might have, lasting issues. There's a pic of a very bored nurse watching me sleep while monitor needle jumping. Crystal, please nobody. Hi Janice, welcome in. Please nobody be offended. Please take this in the spirit that I'm going to say this. But with everybody when it was a real big rage that everybody was having their sex assignment surgery, and they would come out and be interviewed and say, I really feel like a woman now. And I would say, no, you have not had periods. You have not had cramps. You are not a woman. Somebody needs to stick you with some pain and have you try to juggle all of the feminine hygiene products. Then you will be a woman. Hi, Janice. Welcome in. And mind you, I don't have any problems with the sexual reassignment surgeries if that's what they want to do. But they cannot say, I really feel like a woman. I keep going on blackout. I wonder if it's this fat girl. See, you know, I jumped ship. I could not do them anymore. They made me crazy. BJ hits after 5. I'm going live. Okay, baby girl. We're going to do the outro. Thank you for the parking pass. Crystal, thank you for dropping the link. If anybody falls off the bus, I fell off the bus myself last time. I don't know how that happened. I want to thank everybody who has spent the last hour and 8, 9, 10 minutes with me. You could have spent them anywhere, but you chose to spend them with me, and I do not take it lightly. Please like, share, and subscribe. Socially distance. Do whatever you need to do to stay healthy, because it is up to us to keep ourselves healthy again. They don't know the hell it is to be a woman. I understand. Thank you. Because they're looking at the clothes and the cosmetics. They're not going through all the internal nonsense that a born woman goes through. And I think they should experience that. I think they should have all of the aches and pains. I really do. I'm going to push VJ off the bus. Oh, Zach. But I'm driving, so somebody else is going to have to drive. But Bonnie's not here. Cynthia says, I agree, BJ. It's like those people that rode in a spaceship then wanted to be called an astronaut. Yes. Yes, yes. Bye, Dinky Jen. We're coming. Michelle says, Zach, I'm going to put you in timeout. Okay, everybody, here we go. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's if you want to be a woman, you have to go through everything that a woman goes through. It's not the clothes and the makeup and the hair. You need to experience it all. That's all I'm saying. Love you all. See you at Dory's.